places that are NOC safe to live. Have you ever imagined what it might be like to reside somewhere where there is constant danger? Could you imagine living in a place where the fauna, the environment, or even the air you breathe poses a constant threat? We're going to explore some of the riskiest locations on Earth today, where daily life is not just stay put, as we delve into the reasons why certain places are more suitable for visits than for living. Better suited to being visited than lived in. And yes, please click the subscribe button if you're new. Now let's get started. Number 12. Los Cabos, Mexico. With 111.3 homicides per 100,000 residents, Los Cabos, Mexico has the highest per capita murder and crime rate in the world, according to the World Population Review. This illustrates how dangerous Los Cabos is. For every 100,000 citizens, there are approximately 111 homicide victims in the city. Millions of people from all over the world travel to Los Cabos each year, despite the area's high crime statistics. The city is well known for being a luxurious vacation spot. Tourists regard San Jose del Cabo and Cabo San Lucas as secure destinations. Number 11. Caracas, Venezuela. If you were to visit the official government website while visiting Venezuela, you would quickly find that it is not recommended. Venezuela is considered hazardous overall due to its high levels of crime, abduction, corruption, and civil turmoil. Caracas, the nation's capital, is nevertheless the most hazardous city in Venezuela. Regrettably, armed robberies, carjackings, muggings, and burglaries are frequent crimes in Caracas. This city is considered the deadliest in the nation. Travelers should therefore refrain from going to the city, whether they are doing it for work or pleasure. To make matters worse, the city's safety is also impacted by terrorism, unlawful incarceration, and inadequate health infrastructure. Number 10. Tijuana, Mexico. Because of violence, drug cartels, and gang activity, Tijuana has a notoriously hazardous reputation. Situated along the Mexican border with the United States, the city has a population of over 2 million residents and thousands of visitors each year. Additionally, some 80,000 immigrants are drawn to it annually. In addition to gang warfare between opposing drug cartels, Tijuana is under tremendous strain as a result of this significant expansion. According to the World Population Review, there are 100.8 homicide victims for every 100,000 residents. Gang and drug violence are the main factors contributing to these deaths. Number 9. Pripyat, Ukraine. It's likely that you are already familiar with or have heard of the Ukrainian city of Pripyat. If not, allow us to clarify. Large amounts of radiation were released into the atmosphere when reactor No. 4 at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, which is located close to Pripyat, erupted in 1986. A day later, the city was evacuated, and the citizens never came back. Pripyat is one of the most radioactive sites on Earth due to the radiation levels in and around the city, which is why it made the list. Overexposure to the region may result in genetic alterations, ill health, and a higher risk of cancer. It's estimated that it will take 20,000 years or more before anyone can move back into the city. Number 8. Lahore, Pakistan. Pakistan's Lahore consistently appears on lists of the world's most polluted cities. The air quality in the city is frequently dangerous to human health because of factors like a fast-growing population, industrial and automobile emissions, dust, burning crop leftovers, and general garbage. According to Human Rights Watch, living in these conditions can shorten a resident's life expectancy by up to 7 years. There have been moments when things have gotten so bad that marketplaces, parks, and schools have had to close. In the fight against pollution, artificial rain has been employed to reduce pollution levels. Keeping this in mind, you shouldn't really spend a lot of time there. Number 7. Natal, Brazil. The northeastern Brazilian coastal city of Natal serves as the capital of the state of Rio Grande do Norte. It is well known for the Potente River, a 16th century stronghold, a long stretch of shoreline, and tall dunes. Natal may seem beautiful, but it's also among the world's most dangerous cities. In Natal, there are high rates of carjacking, theft, murder, and other violent and sexual crimes. Pickpocketing and other small-time crimes against tourists are very frequent, especially at night. In Natal, prisoner fights, gang violence, and poverty are the main causes of crime. Even with these atrocities, Natal remains a well-liked travel destination. Number 6. Manila, Philippines. Manila, the former capital of the Philippines, is an intriguing city well known for its stunning architecture, extensive history, mouth-watering food, and popular tourist destinations. That does not, however, make it any less dangerous. Since there are a number of factors at play in Manila, visitors should be informed of the risks before visiting. The city is plagued by a high street crime rate, inadequate personal protection, fairly high crime rates, and the constant threat of natural disasters. Typhoon risk exists in the area around Manila. Every year, the city has about 20 strong storms that result in flooding, wind damage, and power outages. Super Typhoon Haiyan in 2013 caused 4.1 million more people to be displaced and killed over 6,000 individuals in the Philippines. Number 5. Yangon, Myanmar. The Southeast Asian country of Myanmar shares borders with Bangladesh, China, India, Thailand, and Laos. For many years, thousands of visitors from all over the world have been drawn to this dynamic nation in order to see its breathtaking beaches and temples. But recent political unrest has made Myanmar insecure, with Yangon, the country's capital, suffering as a result. A coup occurred in Myanmar in 2021. Millions of individuals who disagree with the military's leadership in Myanmar have since been subjected to a violent national crackdown by the military. There have been reports of arbitrary arrests, sexual assault, torture, and mass killings by the forces that are thought to be crimes against humanity. Naturally, it is not advisable to travel to Yangon because violence and attacks can occur at any time. Number 4. Oklahoma City, United States. Almost 700,000 people live in Oklahoma City despite its dangerous location close to the epicenter of Tornado Alley. In 1952, the phrase Tornado Alley was coined. It represents an ill-defined region in the United States that experiences the highest frequency of tornadoes. Oklahoma City is hence more vulnerable to tornado strikes. With an average of 24 tornadoes per year, May is the peak month for tornado activity in Oklahoma City. There aren't many official shelters during a storm because the highways leading outside the city are clogged. To defend themselves from the storms, Oklahoma City citizens have been known to construct private shelters. Number 3. Jakarta, Indonesia. Jakarta, Indonesia is another city that has become hazardous as a result of natural disasters. Nearly half of Jakarta is underwater as a result of climate change and a severe subsidence issue, rendering the majority of the northern part of the city vulnerable to flooding. Sadly, the city's sewage infrastructure is unable to handle heavy rains, which raises the possibility of catastrophic floods. Residents of Jakarta are growing accustomed to yearly floods that occasionally result in fatalities as well as serious damage to public and private facilities. The BBC claims that Jakarta is the world's metropolis that sinks the fastest. 95% of the city may be underwater by 2050, according to studies. Number 2. Kingston, Jamaica. Situated on the southeast coast of the island, Kingston serves as the capital of Jamaica. Here, visitors will find well-known sites like Devon House, Lime Cay, and the Bob Marley Museum. Regretfully, nevertheless, Kingston has a reputation for having high rates of crime and homicide in recent years. The city has also experienced problems with drug trafficking, poverty, and gang violence. In an effort to curb the escalating levels of violence, the government declared a state of emergency less than 2 years ago. Things will probably get better because, happily, the Office of the Prime Minister recently disclosed that Jamaica is beginning to report the lowest crime numbers in more than 22 years. Number 1. Ciudad Guayana, Venezuela. With Ciudad Guayana, Venezuela is included on this list for the second time. Located in Bolivar State, Ciudad Guayana is a port city situated on the Orinoco and Caroni rivers. This city, which serves as the entry point to the Grand Sabana and Orinoco deltas, is the second most deadly in Venezuela, right behind Caracas. Ciudad Guayana has extraordinarily high crime rates, which makes it dangerous for tourists to visit. Vicious crimes, including muggings, sexual assaults, and murder, are all too common as a result of gang conflict and financial difficulties. If visitors aren't told to stay away from Ciudad Guayana completely, they should definitely be cautioned against going there alone at night. I appreciate you seeing. Remember to subscribe and like our YouTube channel.